What is happening, Bladers? Jeremy from BladeCrashers here. Today I am doing something a little bit different. I'm doing something completely out of my element. So those of you guys who know me, you guys know I'm very attack-centric. I use attack-type blades a lot. They're like my family. For this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be running defense, and this combo is Golem Rock on 760 high needle. I know high needle is probably not the best choice. I can use things like regular needle, I can use spike, I can use dot. I've tried it on all these things. But for me, like, high needle was the one that really, like, that was the one where I was like locked in. I kind of really committed to the combo. But once it starts to kind of wobble, then it can be a little iffy, but that's where I kind of factored in like Golem's kind of blocky, bulky shape. So like even while it's on a tilt, it can still kind of smack stuff around. 760 was more just for the weight. I know I could use like 770 or even 780, but 770 is currently occupied, and 780 is not as good as I was hoping it was going to be, so I went with 760, and then high needle because I did actually kind of want this at 70 height, and I don't want to compromise the weight with the 760, so that's kind of why I went with 760 and high needle, so I could kind of get myself to a 70 height, get a little bit higher up. So to give it the same kind of tilt, and to give it a decent amount of weight. So yeah, that's a little bit of my thought process behind going into this combo. This is Golem Rock 760 high needle. One thing you guys should know, you guys know I'm pretty good with metal fight. I didn't run defense that much in metal fight, so it's like, what do I do? Like, I'm using parts that I hear are good for defense and things like that, and that's kind of just, this was the combo that I pretty much landed on, essentially. So here's the footage, let's watch it back, and
drive like my fucking grandma, do you know that?
goodbye. So that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and let me know down below in the comments, what's your favorite setup for Golem Rock? What do you guys like to use on it defensively? And until the next video, I will see you guys then. It'll probably be figuring something out for Shelter Drake now, because I don't think 470 low rush is doing it. So, till then, take it easy, Bladers.